Welcome back to my YouTube channel, everyone, to another thrilling and eye-opening episode where we dive deep into the fascinating world of rare coins and hidden treasures, and today's story is one that will truly blow your mind because we are going to unravel the unbelievable tale of the 2003 D1 cent coin. A simple penny struck at the Denver Mint that defied all odds and reached an astronomical value of $6 million thanks to the incredible errors, minting mistakes, and unique possibilities that make it one of the most valuable modern coins ever discovered. And as we take this journey together, I want you to imagine how exciting it is to think that a coin worth just 1 cent in face value could be sitting unnoticed in someone's change jar, tucked away in a dresser drawer, or hiding in circulation. Yet because of the extraordinary quirks of minting, it has transformed into an artifact of immense numismatic significance and an object of desire for collectors across the globe. So let's get into what makes the 2003 D1 cent so special, why collectors are willing to pay millions, and how errors and mistakes can turn ordinary coins into life-changing treasures. And to fully understand the 2003 D, we need to look at the context of the Lincoln cent series during that time period, because by 2003 the coin had already been struck for nearly a century, beginning in 1909, and though most years produced billions of coins that were almost identical and worth only face value, certain years and certain mints experienced oddities, mistakes, and transitional issues that created rare varieties, and Denver Mint especially has had a history of producing error coins that later became legendary, and in 2003 one such coin slipped through quality control unnoticed, only to later emerge as one of the greatest modern rarities. And this coin is now valued at $6 million because it combines several layers of rarity in one single specimen, beginning with its striking error that shows doubling on the obverse, where Lincoln's date and motto, "In God We Trust," are clearly doubled under magnification, a feature that immediately makes it highly desirable. But that's only the beginning, because this 2003 D also exhibits a major planchet error, having been struck on a transitional copper planchet instead of the zinc-plated steel planchet that was standard for that year, meaning this coin weighs 3.11 grams instead of the expected 2.5 grams, a discrepancy that immediately alerts knowledgeable collectors to its extraordinary nature, and the fact that it escaped the mint in circulation makes it even more fascinating. But the story does not stop there, because this coin also displays a dramatic die crack running across Lincoln's face, a kind of mint scar that gives the coin personality and absolute uniqueness. And on the reverse, the Lincoln Memorial design shows misaligned details where the columns appear shifted, indicating that the strike was off center by a fraction of a millimeter, creating a subtle but noticeable misalignment. And these overlapping errors are what push a coin into the realm of greatness, because while each error on its own might only make a coin worth hundreds or thousands, together they create a perfect storm of numismatic rarity, and that is exactly why collectors and investors went wild when this 2003 D appeared on the auction block, with bidding quickly soaring into the millions as passionate numismatists recognized that this was not just another penny but a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to own a modern marvel. And when the gavel finally came down at $6 million, the world of coin collecting was forever changed, because never before had a modern Lincoln cent from the 21st century achieved such heights, proving that even in our own time the mint continues to produce mistakes that become priceless treasures. And what makes this story even more exciting is that the discovery of this coin has sparked renewed interest in checking every 2003 D penny in circulation, because while only one example like this has been confirmed, the possibility remains that others could exist, tucked away in coin rolls or forgotten collections, waiting to be discovered by someone who takes the time to look carefully. And this is where the true beauty of the hobby comes alive, because anyone, regardless of background, can stumble across a coin like this and change their life overnight. And that is why we emphasize the importance of knowledge and awareness when it comes to collecting coins, because knowing what errors to look for, what weights to test, and what doubling or die cracks might mean can make the difference between overlooking a fortune and recognizing it instantly. So let's take a closer look at the types of errors that made this 2003 D so valuable, because understanding them can help you identify other potential rarities, starting with planchet errors, which occur when the wrong metal is used, and in the case of this coin the copper planchet error is the most significant, since by 2003 the mint had long abandoned copper cents, but somehow a leftover copper planchet found its way into the Denver Mint's presses, creating a transitional error that should not exist, and transitional errors are always highly prized. Think of the 1943 copper cent or the 1974 aluminum cent, both legendary and worth huge sums, and the 2003 D copper cent now joins their ranks. Then we have strike errors like doubling, off-center strikes, and misalignments, which happen when dies clash, shift, or press inconsistently, and these errors can create double dates, distorted images, and unusual misplacements that collectors immediately recognize as valuable, and the 2003 D combines doubling on the obverse with subtle misalignment on the reverse, a rare dual strike error. Then we consider die cracks and die breaks, which occur as the dies themselves wear out and split, leaving raised lines or blobs of metal on the coin, and these are desirable because they create uniqueness. No two die cracks are identical, and in this case the dramatic crack across Lincoln's portrait makes the coin instantly identifiable, functioning almost like a serial number for that specific specimen. And finally there are lamination errors where the surface metal peels or bubbles due to impurities, and this 2003 D reportedly shows slight surface peeling near the rim, adding yet another layer of rarity. So when you put all of these factors together you get a coin that is practically bursting with errors, each one amplifying the value of the others, and that is why collectors were willing to pay $6 million, but beyond just its monetary value, the coin represents a symbol of the unexpected, a reminder that mistakes can become masterpieces, and that even in the world of precision and mass production something extraordinary can slip through, and this is what fuels the passion of coin collectors everywhere. The idea that history and fortune can hide in plain sight, that an ordinary-looking penny can be a window into the mysteries of the mint, and that anyone, anywhere, can be the one to make the next great discovery. So think about the possibilities. Imagine finding a 2003 D in your change, feeling its slightly heavier weight, noticing the doubling under a magnifying glass, and realizing that you may be holding a $6 million treasure. The thought alone is electrifying. And it is why collectors search tirelessly through rolls of pennies, attend coin shows, and invest countless hours in the pursuit of rarity, because the reward is not only financial but also historical and emotional, knowing that you are preserving a piece of minting history. So as we wrap up this incredible tale of the 2003 D 1 cent valued at $6 million, remember that coins are more than just currency. They are stories, artifacts, and pieces of history that carry with them the marks of human error and the beauty of imperfection, and by studying them, collecting them, and sharing their stories we keep history alive and inspire new generations to look closer, to appreciate the details, and to dream of the possibilities that may lie hidden in something as small and ordinary as a penny. So the next time you come across a 2003 D cent, don't just toss it aside, examine it, weigh it, and see if perhaps you are holding something extraordinary, because as the story of the $6 million penny proves, sometimes the greatest treasures come in the smallest packages. And with that I hope you enjoyed this deep dive into one of the most amazing modern coin discoveries of our time, and I encourage you to keep searching, keep learning, and never underestimate the power of curiosity, because you never know when a penny could turn into a life-changing fortune.